Hello, everyone, and welcome to Enlightened Conversations. I'm Rosa, and I'm from Spiritual Aspects. And today, I'm actually going to introduce you to a wonderful spirit and soul. He's an earth angel, one of the very many that I do know. His name is Cody River, and I'm actually talking to him all the way from America. So, welcome, Cody, to Enlightened Conversations.
Hi, everyone.
Hi,
How are
Cody.
you doing?
I'm doing really well. And how are you doing all the way there?
Just a little nervous, but I think that's expected. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, look, you're going to do great. You're a natural at this. And for those people who don't know Cody, I'm going to ask him to introduce himself to you. But I will share what I know about Cody, and that is that he is a mystical being, and I'm going to use the word angelic, because I find the one thing that I've actually found that I was attracted to Cody's spirit with was the fact that his relationship with nature is so strong. And for me, that comes through almost as though he's in front of me, literally in the flesh. So I love that connection that Cody has between his spirit and nature. And I love for everyone to be able to know who Cody is. And we'll also share his contact details with you as to where you can actually contact Cody. So Cody, welcome, and please share with us who Cody River is.
And I think that's a really it's hard to touch on base back to who I am, actually, because we would be here for hours upon hours, maybe even days. But I can give you a little scoop on who I am and what I do. So hi, I'm Cody. I'm introducing again. And I am technically an author. I am a medium, and I love to help people. That's basically, those are the three things that really sum me up. And like Rosa just said, I absolutely adore nature. I absolutely adore the angels. And it really all started when I was 16. It was difficult for me, like all intuitives, all light workers. I think we all had a really hard upbringing. And it was a really long and difficult process and everything like that, but I definitely made it through. And I think around age 18 is when I really officially started getting into what I do now. Because before it was just, ooh, spirits, ooh, angels. I was only touching the tips of, just barely even touching those subjects, really. I didn't know what the heck was and that's kind of it.
Cody, sorry, I'll just step in for one moment, just so then we can elaborate on that for those who are actually listening and watching. So it's safe to say that you are one of the very many light workers who are walking the earth and who have a very young age, like many light workers, have become aware of their abilities and their gifts that have been bestowed on them from birth, correct? And right. I like the fact that you use the words of how you felt back then, growing up. And I can imagine, like many light workers, that the experience of feeling alienated, detached as well. Right. But you used all that time until the age of 18, let's just say, to get to know yourself before you started feeling, wow, what is going on, correct? Mm-hmm. And that is what, take it from there, because from there, then you start this journey of connecting with people and sharing messages. So go for it.
And you know what? A lot of people say, oh, Cody, you're so pure, you're so kind and beautiful. And just like yesterday,
yes.
And I want everyone to know there that, there are some few that start off like this. That's just the rare kind, But for a lot of us, we really have to work for where we get in life, and we really have to endure. We really have to, like you talked about isolation. Many years of just, I always played by myself when I was a child. I was very much, I would say, a crystal child. And to enlighten that, I only had a few friends, and many of them were rocks. Many of them were animals. Many of them were
and that's
the
your
trees.
connection to nature. That's your connection to nature, the rock formation, which comes from the earth. So you were actually immediately drawn.
I would actually play with crystals like they were dolls. I'm not even kidding.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And as people found that strange, I found it quite normal, and I found it quite healing as well. And I just found myself every day in nature, whether it was chasing butterflies, whether it was watching the frogs hop through the grass and everything like that. And, I can count how many times me and my sister, we just find stuff out in nature. And, one time we actually nursed a robin back to, its health, which is kind of funny. And
no, that actually shows who you are as a person.
Oh yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. Can I ask, because I love hearing these stories that you're sharing from your childhood, what piece of advice or what would you share, more like a message that you would share to the younger generation, so the younger people, the youth, the small children, because I love working with young spirits, young souls. What would you share? Because you are quite young yourself, in comparison to myself.
Oh, you're young.
That I love. I know you're an old spirit, an old soul, but in earth ages, what would you share to the younger people? So we're focusing on the younger generations around your age group, even younger still, for those that feel like you felt. Because I'm going to tell you now, most likely, and I'm going to say yes, I was actually one of those children. Okay, isolation to the max. In fact, instead of rocks, I had a fascination for flowers. Okay, so flowers and books. I couldn't get enough books in my hands to be able to read. Okay, so what would your piece of, say, angelic or your message would be for the younger generation who are feeling this way?
And as you're just saying that, I was thinking of a million things that I could say, and one of them that really comes forward is believe. Believe. And also connection came to mind. Everything is connected. Everything good and bad. And I can talk a little bit more about that connection later, or what that connection means. But I do want to talk about believing. I never thought I was going to amount to anything. I never thought that I was going to have good friends. I never thought that I was going to just, deserve, have the love that I do now in my life, and have, basically what I have, and it all changed just like that. And it just because I had a little bit of hope. That's all I ask you, is to have a little bit of hope. It doesn't have to be much, just a little bit of hope. And
oh, you're making me tear up. You're making me tear up, because that hope, being a spiritualist as well, my motto, and those who know the way I work, is never give up on hope. Okay, and at times I actually really stress that, never ever give up on hope. And you are a wonderful earthly example of keeping that hope alive inside of you. Even though hope is from our faith, it's inside of you. We're all given it. It's up to what we do, or what I do, what you do with that hope. See, by talking to you, I'm learning, okay? I'm learning, because I'm also learning that how it was for you really was not much different for me.
Right. It's the connection. Like I said,
That's right.
everyone thinks they're so different. We like to alienate ourselves. We like to, fire, water, light, dark, North America, China, we like to put ourselves in separate.
That's right.
We like to separate ourselves. But in reality, we're all, one thing, and that's mankind, and we're, it's just crazy. And
it is.
The more people I talk to, the more I understand that their lives weren't as easy as I thought they were.
Yeah. That's one of the things I really, really actually love. I'm going to say the word love about Enlightened Conversations, because it gives us the opportunity to connect with people from all over the world, different backgrounds, because everyone, I do believe strongly that everyone has something to offer. We are all learning from each other, because the earth is our school while we're walking on it.
Right.
And how do you feel about the word simplicity? Because today, that word simplicity, keeping life simple, came to mind. Well, for my morning, that is, because it's morning here for me. So I woke up with the word simplicity. How would you relate to that word, Cody?
I would like to relate to it every single day. That's the thing, I would like to have a simple day. But in reality, my day is very interesting sometimes. And, but let's get back to relating to that. Simplicity, when I do have those days when there is simplicity, I like to just, just relax, just be thankful that I'm alive, be thankful for gratitude. I am thankful. I really am. And I wish more people were. I wish people would find that simplicity in life. I wish people would just be happy for the air they breathe, is clean and all that kind of stuff,
I guess
even a laughter.
That's right. I guess
or maybe like you're.
We have a visitor, do we?
Yeah.
Hello.
Like him, he just wants to take a nap. Yeah.
Hello. But
it's the simple things like that, like watching your cat, fall asleep, or the laughter of children, or baking goods with your friends. That's the simple things in life. And
do you find that simplicity not only brings you abundance in what you do as an earth messenger, an angel messenger, but you find that simplicity brings you relief as well, knowing that you don't have to be so detailed with certain people, or I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Do you find that simplicity can bring you relief?
It can.
Well?
And I think a lot of us desire simplicity.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us would like to stray away from those complications.
So this just came to me this morning. So this is how I knew this is going to be a bit of a conversation starter for you and I, and for everyone to get to know who Cody is. Because from what I know of Cody and what I have seen, we have spoken briefly in the past, and what we are sharing here today is that you really are a simple, sweet, pure soul. So that word simplicity came to mind when I stopped and I prayed this morning, say, dear Lord, lead me towards this conversation with Cody. So the word simplicity. So with you, Cody, I'm going to say the way you actually lead your life as a spiritual healer, a spiritual messenger, you would lead that life. I'm going to say you because that's plural for all of us. You lead that life in the personal nature as well, and therefore with your family and your friends. And so therefore you may receive messages that way too, like your connection, like your background. It's a beautiful, beautiful background, and that really enriches you. So does that somehow somewhat also influence you, like the colors that are around you? Because it is foliage, so I'm seeing that connection with nature and your auburn colors, your beautiful rich earth colors on you. So I love that simplicity about you. You really are, what you see is what you get with Cody. And also I'd just like to ask, when you give messages and share messages with people, do you possibly, like myself, like to follow up with people as well and see how they're doing, or leave that door open? Why did I ask that question? That's just really random.
No, and honestly, I could answer it for you right now too.
Yeah.
And I just actually had a reading, actually, an hour before this, and I'm like, let me know. Let me know what happens, or, you know, I want to know. I want to know how your life unfolds. And honestly, it's like, everyone that I help, it's like my little masterpiece. You know, I helped them, and I want to see how my help has, you know, where it goes from there. I want to see how it unfolds.
That is so beautiful, the way you just described that, like a masterpiece. Me being an artist as well, you can see in the background.
And everyone needs to know that they're a masterpiece. Everyone needs to know that they're beautiful individuals.
That's exactly what I say. Look at your life like a canvas. Okay? What are the textures you're going to put on it? What mediums you're going to use on it? And I'm finding, as yourself, with the connection that you have with beings, you'd like to be able to keep those communication lines open after a reading, after you do have that spiritual connection and you get in that moment where you just share. And you are approachable, Cody. And I guess it's what separates you from everyone else, because you are unique in what you do, because I do believe we all have that uniqueness in us. Also, when you do follow up with people who connect with you, regardless whether it's on, you know, in live, like person to person, telephone, Skype, of course, everyone on Facebook is welcome to connect with Cody and have a reading with Cody. I find that distance is no barrier. How do you feel about that?
And, you know, I do want to touch base on, you know, on when I do follow up, they actually message me first, believe it or not, which is really interesting. Just before I'm about to message them or something, they message me right away. And I'm like, you know, if you're intuitive, you'll know this.
Ah, yes.
They're like, oh my gosh, whatever you said in the reading, blah, 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 so-and-so did this. And I'm like, wow. You know, I'm like really excited and everything. Yes. But I'm like, honey, I'm not supposed to remember. You're supposed to remember. Because we tend to forget the whole entire reading. Like today's reading, I'm going to remember that for a little bit longer. But eventually it's actually going to fade away. And, you know, like my guides, my angels have told me, it's not for us to remember. We just need to know that we've helped them. Because if we remembered every single detail, we would have so much on our shoulders. We really would. We would have a lot of emotion.
That's right. That's right. And that's why I do believe that we all have this in us, but we also can make a choice whether we would like to carry it through, okay? Okay, listen to me. That's my Aussie accent coming through. I do believe that we have the choice whether we would like to act on our abilities. That's the difference, okay? That's probably for those who are listening. See, with Cody, he's so approachable, people. So he is available on Facebook. Yes, there is a time zone difference. So that's why I always say, even people who do contact me, please write me your time zone, okay? Because I will, as you would, make time that suits you both. Mm-hmm. And also, how do you receive, I know we're probably leading up towards the end, but how do you receive the messages? So I know there's multiple ways, but possibly one. Give me one. Okay, if I was to say, Cody, I would like to make a booking after we go through the formalities of payment details and all. I would like to make a booking, and I am actually trusting you with with how we go with this, okay? Because I normally leave it to spirit to give me the messages. Right. So how would you deal with that? So if I was a little bit blasé and I'm saying I would like to make a booking, and I'm in Australia, for example.
Right. And obviously, I would say, hello, this is Cody. Thank you for messaging me. And I really do appreciate when people use their manners. That makes my day. And I love their little cute smiley faces too. But really, I just know. And I think that's the claircognizance. If you don't know what that means, it means clear knowing. And I just clearly know things sometimes. Like, that's really weird. Like, as a kid, I just knew who was calling when the phone would ring. I knew who was knocking at that door. Yep. I just knew. And so claircognizance, definitely some clairvoyance filled in there. So clear seeing as well. So I tend to see shapes, symbols, spiritual energies as well. Even auras. And I would say a little bit of taste and smell, as weird as it sounds. And people are like, taste, I can't remember what they're called though. It's Claris something.
That's all right.
Clarismellian. So, that's a joke.
That's all right. I don't work with terminology. So, Cody, overall, you are this being that is so open to receive as well as giving. Okay. Now, where can everyone contact you and reach you to experience time with Cody River in a healing, in a reading, in mentoring? Where can they reach you?
Where the light shines. But no, really. I do have a Facebook page called Psychic Medium Cody. And then I do have a website, if I can list it off, www.goldenflamesage.com. I'll repeat that again. www.goldenflamesage.com.
Wonderful. And we'll also write everything down so people can actually contact you on the links as well.
Absolutely.
And we'll also love for those who do contact Cody following this interview, just to let Cody know where you found him. And at least that way he knows that you've actually seen him all the way around the world. And I can tell everyone who watches this conversation, feel blessed because you are blessed. Okay?
Absolutely.
Never give up on hope, because there is someone always there for you at arm's reach. We live in a society where there is so much help around us, but yet we're so fearful as to the choice as to picking the right person. So I say, for everyone out there, when you are leaning towards a healer or a reader, a spiritual being in general, and you're looking for guidance, connect with someone who you feel connected with, that feels right, okay? Because that person is that person you'll be having a spiritual relationship with, okay? For a long time. It could be a short amount of space that your relationship will be for, but then most of the time they actually stretch out to a long, long, fulfilling relationship. So, Cody, it's been an absolute pleasure. Would you like to?
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you as well.
I love talking to you.
I just want to give a shout out to everyone. Angel blessings. I love you all. I am sending you my absolute most healing lights from the angels above.
You're gorgeous. And maybe next time we could go live and do some card readings. How's that?
Absolutely. That sounds exciting.
I'm excited too. Take care, sweetheart, and give my love to your family. And, of course, your beautiful cat there. And we'll speak soon. Take care, sweetheart.
Alrighty.
Bye now.